all of this, Independence Day is also a time to ask ourselves some very frank questions. One of those questions is, yes, Ghana is still standing, but is it standing still? Yeah, well, Oman Ghana, we are intact, 100
Nah, well, I was a sound over.
80 different languages. No, by God's grace, Ghana is still standing as a united entity. But the question is it standing still? And why your president Okase, we are making progress. Progress? How much progress? Can't we go further than what we are doing? And the way, Anka, this would have been a question I would ask, and I would demand answers from ourselves. After 63 years, are we really making progress? Anka theme ayachusu cherishing our heritage, Anka be occasion for us to say, yakase cherisher. It means you must protect and care lovingly for somebody or for something. To cherish means you must hold dear. Dear manon somuye basically. And you can't heritage. It has been handed over to us. Our founding fathers handed something to us as Ghanaians. Are we holding dear to them? And celebrating this weekend, we started with our cultural heritage. Your cultural heritage. And a nice discussion and I translated this morning. Yashishe cultural attire, Ghanaian food, the beautiful program in the morning. I was greatly impressed by the program that was put together. Informative, educational, you involve the young, it was brilliant. Cultural heritage. But Ghana also has something to offer. There was a spiritual heritage that we must also learn about. Every enimu said no adwuma baako I direct a Center for Leadership Development focusing on Africa and African youth and African leaders. It is African leaders, Asia, Addis Ababa, heads of state summit, that kind of thing, prayer breakfast. I go there, I address the leaders. I address the African youth. Eho namakuma ewo the African youth. Anka se time bemu saba school time anka I will update you on what is happening on the entire continent. Mube who said theme no amu choose to cherishing African our heritage, a part of Agenda 2063. Africa has an agenda. Your friend Agenda 2063. You Google it, read it, you see that's the agenda. There were 7 aspirations. Aspiration number 5 deals with our cultural heritage and what we need to do with it. We address it last year. The theme I choosing is now is the time to redeem our identity, our systems, and our land. As part of our heritage, and we need to redeem them. I was given the privilege of speaking on redeeming our systems and redeeming our land. Anka redeeming our land, let me give you highlight. Enusia na semampesa mekano na maka. African land. It's a paradox. Africa, we are not poor. Every part of Africa is rich. Nyame asheda at the any part of Africa via Ubehu says something. In fact, new maps are being drawn of Africa every 5 years. You have to revise it because they discover new things, new minerals, new wealth all over. Al Jazeera dia omdebai say Ghana is known not just for its gold, and Ghana is known for its oil. Everyone can make wasem. Your gold. Africa is very rich. Your oil. Your cocoa ne other plants in niema. Cocoa nkwa Ghana produce amongst the African countries. Africa produces 60% of the world's cocoa from which we get chocolate. And so we get only 5% of the money. $100 billion. No? Yeah, they're just 5%. Why? And a cocoa no so a yet no so no fine yejuma. Meskipo in same bebre because you need time. My point is we are not poor, but there's a problem. And to see celebrating independence here, we need to think about this and start thinking, how do we solve it? The answer lies here. I come a lecture at this last year about redeeming Africa's land. I tried to bring scholarly opinion. What is happening? Yasasi, yarara, yasasi, talk about, that's what I say. We have to think. Unemployment. Bebre. And now here data, no, you can't see it, but the average 62% of all are below 25 years. So the continent is a very Enti me saba school deɛ no awie. But I don't want to be on record say manka asem from Bible mu. Enti meka Bible deɛ kakra. But mate issues na say. All I was trying to say is that Christians must celebrate these events. Yɛn nyame ase. And we must also think and ask some questions. And one of the questions I current asase nyame de akyɛ yɛn. We are going to lose it all. That is my first point. Anka miwie we ya anka mekane say now it is time for questions and answers. But enam say time in munti minko de mepese meka ho asem, especially to the young people. You say cherishing our heritage. Yachre asie. The mepese meka on this is our greatest resources are not in the land but on the land. Africa, Ghana, ya japadia sombo pano, and yet in the land, gold, diamond, manganese, bauxite, no, not just in the land, but on the land. Nipa, womutiatia asasinoso people. Womone our greatest resources, especially young people. And the independence occasion saying should be a time we must talk about how do we develop people. And now your Independence Day. But Ghana was another holiday, and I'm saying you are not going to celebrate it Wahanti Menfanka. You were both Independence Day and Republic Day. Difference. In case you are not aware, difference between Ghana's Independence Day and a different date from Ghana's Republic Day. And at the meaning, the significance, no difference. Independence Day, we got freedom from Great Britain. Republic Day, we chose our leaders. Main kind of different day. On Independence Day, we celebrate the right we earned to govern ourselves. But the leader, no, and you choose your leader. You choose my. Which means that 6 March, we were not really free. In kind of view. So when you know, Sabbath afternoon, you did mono we near Brenny at Sunya, we had this year. But minim se mudi monu ya mo mabiomti. Independence Day, a time Great Britain said, Ghana, you have the right to rule yourself. And it's yes, master. But we are not going to allow you to choose who you want to lead you. Yeah, you bet you so leader amao. And you say, Kwame Nkrumah, when I lead the agitation, Kwame Nkrumah rule them for us. But what you say? The others who rule Ghana, Obronino. And I leader no your friend Kwame Nkrumah on 6 March no your friend no prime minister on your president. Prime minister no say he is accountable to the head of Penino or Britain no. But what you say? Wait to us till 1960. And Ghana said, no, we want to choose our own leader. And Nampa ye choose here. On July 1, Ghana's Republic, the Ghana became a republic. That was the time Ghanaians chose their own leader. Of course, 89% it chose Kwame Nkrumah as a leader. And you bring in a nation. It is like Waswa Warrior. Our parents say, okay, Kofi, okay, I'll give you the right to marry. And your independence. I'll give you the right to marry. Nanso, mami we, and papa we na say huare no. If you say na say wotenamu. And yet through independence, Republic Day, which we should celebrate, and no yet the time we chose our own leader. Mean Papa Wayne na me warren. That is true independence. America, they had their independence and republic on the same day. They cut themselves from Britain. They chose their own leaders. And the Republic Day, a time we choose our own leaders, we celebrate our own leaders. Madika catches a Juma leadership development. And last 2 years, 3 years ago, the focus is let's develop African leaders. Let's develop African leaders. That's the theme you choose here. And because I work with youth leadership was my assignment. Meaning said, well, I don't know whether you can see it. But no, you cannot see it. But a graph, a stress African leaders, onyabasoa otiso for life. I have Equatorial Guinea one president. Watanaso sa 38 years. Cameroon president Paul Biya Watanaso sa 35 years. And Uganda Watanaso sa 31 years. That was 3 years ago. We are not grooming leaders. One example. President of Eritrea, Watanaso, since 1993. Papa no Oyaku, wadi 70 years. Djibouti president, wadi 70 years. Yen leaders, current African leaders, no. President of Mali, 71 years. President of Sudan, 72 years. Nansaya ni tu no friso. 72 years. Lesotho, 72. President of Uganda, 72. Fatre Kahon, 75. Ghana's president, 72. Fatre Kahon, 75. Congo, 75. When you have Fatre Kahon, 76. 76. Panyin Kesio Womu Zuma, ono 2 years ago, ni tu no free, so no, I did 74. Time I remember my lecture, no, I did 74. Or that's what so. Angola, 74. Fatre Kahon. Côte d'Ivoire, president at the time, I remember my lecture, no, 75. Etwasusa, kosi penyimpanwa, owomu. At that time, no, Neye Mugabe, no, I did 92. This is the point. African leaders. Onyabasoa, I am president for life. My lecture was Zambia. Now, I think I've shown this to you. I'm not sure. Zambia, for Enyawam independence, no, they were very young. President of Zambia, the vice president, no, I did 35 years. The Home Affairs Cabinet Minister, 42. The Foreign Affairs Minister, Wadi 34. The third Prime Minister, 34. Finance Minister, 35. Can you imagine? A whole new nation has been born, Zambia. Young people. Compare them to Ene. But you know what problem is? No. Your problem. Your problem. America for independence, which was also American Republic, Here the ages of the people. You can say Alexander Hamilton, no, I did 21. Betsy Ross, 24. James Madison, 25. Benedict Galvin, 29. John Jay, 30. Abigail Adams, 31. Thomas Jefferson, 33. They were young people. So what's our problem? Old people, by the way, there's nothing wrong with being old. What kind of Bible? Proverbs 20:29. Or say, strength lies with young people, but wisdom lies with gray hair. Until we need old people. But the old people must make room for the young people. Time anymore. We were 10 minutes. Enti ankayeshia sano, one of the things we must talk about and say, how can we transition? Namo Frank Tinkiti will become the next leaders of Ghana. We are fortunate to have dual citizenship. So we can start grooming leaders now. Anyway, me 10 minutes no akano, maminka Here's a summary of the sermon. And then my master may be preaching at them because means a muntie. And come sermon title, top of the top 10. What kinds of leaders near here? We need to groom leaders who are top, the very best. And my sermon title would have been titled Different. That would be my sermon title. Just like me dress different. Me say me nyina mo she Ghana atare and me say in the meshe Bruni atare. Different. And my share daddy Ghana into my aye tie. Different. You stand out. Independence Day, by the way, and yet, and say just Ghana contain fugune, all of those things. So we must start grooming fashion designers amongst us. No more combining Western clothing with a Ghanaian or African touch. That would give us extra. Mpachomuti say. And now we are yes munti. Okay, all right. My sermon title is different. So pay a longer title, be different. And I'll pay a much longer title, dare to be different. Africans, dare to be different. Don't be ordinary. Young people, for the sake of young people, no. Papa be a friend of Steve Jobs. But you name Steve Jobs. Only why? Well, oh no, they can't say iPhone. Sa papa or your incredible figure. Ordinary iPhone, iMac, Airbano, ne commercial or use no, ne title yet different. This is what he did. Commercial no, oma adikanfua womu yempanyifonina, they were passing by and all kasa. Womu pass by all kasa, kasa ni. Or say, I said glass. Or say, I am having some cheers. These great people here to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not fond of rules. They have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them. You can disagree with them. You can glorify or vilify them. But the only thing you cannot do is to ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Different. And the Apple computer, anyone products now, the slogan of what we usually say, think different. We and yeah, advert and Cabrofo say, yeah, think differently. One kind of say, think different. What means live different, be different. Na man history kakra of a simple letter I. We say alphabets, 26 alphabets, no, A, B, C, D, no. I no order mu kitikitipti. And Steve Jobs said, never letter I. Now I would make him prominent. And in the products here were iMac, iPhone, iPod, iPad. Oh, you know, you see what called iCloud to direct the world. He made a difference. We are here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why should you be in somewhere or kind of? Or say, my job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better. Okay, can SMP time would not allow me. Or say, being the richest man in the world and being in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed each night. Now maybe someone who say, what am I going to do to make something wonderful? Or say, at the age of 23, I was worth $1 million. Odi 24, he was worth $10 million. By the time Odi 25, he was worth $100 million. Okay, when you say, but that didn't mean anything to me. What meant most to Steve Jobs is to make a difference in the world. Africa needs to raise a generation that is different, who would make a difference. Steve Jobs, for the sake of young people, no, of my 10 points. Learn how to anticipate the future. Focus on the positive. Fail forward. Keep going forward. Travel the world around. Find the right partner. Obstacles are opportunities. Take risk. Surround yourself with great people. Remember, you'll be dead soon. Learn from others. These are the 10 points, Steve Jobs, or the guide in a life. Based on that, my message, I'll call your attention to one gentleman in the Bible who lived this principle. Your friend Enoch. He was top of the top 10. The best among the best. Okay, Bible history, Adam, Neri Eve, Cain, Abel, and Seth. Cain, firstborn, and Okum, Ninua, Abel. So we were left with two. You can see it for a Cain line. Bible say, okay, Genesis 4, 16 to 24. Cain line. Or say Cain or warrior or woba and at these days and now what kind to us from verse 18 to 24 no or say Nemano they became great. I'm skipping a lot of things. Ukofia kokenkai ninginara. Cain's line. Womu ye inventors. They were architects. They contributed in technology, animal husbandry, agriculture, etc. Nanso, they never thought about the future. Cain line, another line, Seth line. Seth line, and there is one person or you're different. Obo womding enyinara Seth or neba Enosh. Ena Enosh wo Canaan, ena Canaan wo Mahalali, Jared, etc. Kusi Noah. I can someone no kind scripture reading no. Ukofia Genesis 5. Yetehu edin kwa ne woho. The book of the genealogy of Adam. The theme for this Independence Day, say our heritage, cherishing our heritage. How far back can you go? I would have argued, say, we must go as far back as Adam. Now, the first 10 generations after Adam, they were brilliant and godly. Don't just be brilliant, be godly as well. Now, who started okay, verse 4, after Adam and Eve, one was Seth, Seth begot. He begot Seth. The days of Adam were 800 years. He had sons and daughters. All the days of Adam which he lived were 930 years. He died. Seth lived 105 years. He begot Enosh. After he got Enosh, Seth lived 107 years and he had sons and daughters. All the days of Seth were 912 years. He died. Enosh lived 90 years. He begot Canaan. After he begot Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years. He had sons and daughters. All the days of Enosh were 905 years. He died. Canaan, X number of years. After the firstborn, Osan live X number of years, what kind of repetitious? A din so bebre mahalalil and all this. But what kind to us obedu obakubiso? Obakono, your friend Enoch. Jared lived 162 years. After that, he begot Enoch. After he got Enoch, Jared lived 807 whatever years. All the days of the verse 21. Enoch lived 65 years. He begot Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years. He had sons and daughters. All the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God. He was not, for God took him. Methuselah Nebano, he lived 987 years. He begot Lamech. After that, say every woman now one of the things you are going to this is a summary. Obiara, they were the top 10 people from Adam. They were brilliant, they were godly. But amongst this, Enoch stood out. Obiara oka Adam. Onye say and all back Cain. And now all Seth. After Seth, Osan etnase or mani mema ena owuye. Obia lived and died. Everyone lived and died. Eba Cain Enoch. Onun kwa de Yes, he never died. And he living, this is how the Bible says it. Enoch lived 65 years. He begot Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God. 300 years, he had sons. And every other person, after Owari, or have sons and daughters, Enoch, he walked with God, and after that, God took him. Message said, Enoch lived differently, and he ended differently. Cain, Asephono, they accomplished, they were brilliant, they were godly, everything. But nyame eni wom account mu. Cain fono bad. Seth, Asephono, they were all very good. Nyame wom asetremu. But amongst the best group, there was one who stood out. Enoch. What Africa needs, what Ghana needs, are not just good people like Cain and Asepho. They were architects, animal husbandry, agriculturalists, inventors, etc., etc. Genesis 4:25. They were good people in Viasinim dear. But Nyamisro anyone. We don't need that. Ye hear Seth Asepho no Nyamisro womu. Pachomoti ase. But among Seth Asepho and Nyamisro, they must stand out. A Christopher Bebre etiase, but they are useless. And now one of the curses of Africa, eye a Christosoma aye 7 kwasi asem kwa. We need a new generation of Ghanaians, of Africans, who excel spiritually and professionally. Womo Enna Enoch represent. He was the top of the top 10. And Ghana's Independence Day. Bible train doing SC Obisua we can train. We call New Testament. By faith, Enoch was taken away. He did not see death. Verse 6. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Verse 14. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied, behold, the Lord comes 10,000 to execute judgment, to convict all who are ungodly among them of the ungodly deeds which they have committed. And all the harsh. These are the qualities of Enoch we must live with. Enoch walked with God, which means he was a man of faith. He pleased God. He was countercultural. May call the other way. He was consistent. He passed the baton to Neba Methuselah. He was taken to heaven. And now say, oh, I would say Enoch was a consistent Adventist. This is my challenge to you. On Ghana's Independence Day, we need people who are different. They think different. They live different. Safono are the people who can make the changes. Be a scientist, be a fashion designers, be a cooks, shoemakers, farmers, whatever occupation, it doesn't matter. But you do it and stand out in the world. Now what the nyame sonso akaho. But you clear? Me say mono na wiye no. Everade enshirayen e wo nadomunti. Amen. Momien si etrase e mompae. Nana nyame yedo wase for this Independence Day. Yedo wase for the peace you have given our nation Ghana. Yedo wase for the progress that has been made during the past 63 years. Yedo wase for yenga yetutu kwine in the diaspora. Yedo wase for this church. which has set this weekend aside to reflect on our lives as Ghanaians and friends of Ghana. Yet there was for the governance system that are being offered both in Ghana and in the diaspora overseas through our leaders. Yet there was for our children, for our youth and young adults. Yet there was for everyone who has played a role and contribution to make Ghana what it is today. We celebrate this occasion through music, different art forms and expressions, spiritual reflections, the kinds of people you want us to be. Different, countercultural. Nipa yedo chen bibiara. Nipa will go where you want us to go. Help us to raise the next generation of leaders. Yeah, leaders. No, let us not be leaders for life, but we should pass on the torch. Yenimsa wodoyen. Yenimsa wanikuyeho. Yenimsa wobejiyen. Kosojiyen. In spite of ourselves. Nauba. Yemu biara anyira. You my dear name in the afternoon in around social. Let it be educational, but more than that, let it be transformational. If Ihakoa will remember, say, on the 63rd anniversary of our independence, you had a way to speak to us about the life of Enoch. Because he lived differently, he ended differently. Ofa no kosro na yenso ba wabefa yen akosro we ene yen paibo bibisa we nim nyinara ewo Kristo odemonte. Amen. Amen. Himself. Enshira the benediction. Yengaraya Sassini. It's a costly gift awode amayeng. Binuma dikain ayediombe to me. You yen so boyen nianya dear ye bit to me. to preserve that which has been given us as a heritage. Yenim said, by your grace, we'll give our nation our very best. Yedawase. Yesu dimunti. Amen. Amen. But just say announcement. Emode Bemayang.
Sabri twamfoni kakra na yede aye enkae adie